That's a lot of money.
Welcome to the GameItAll.com podcast. I'm Lucas Grimm.
Hey, what up? It's Pino25.
And, oh boy, we have some stuff to talk about. It is February 15th, 2019. It's been a week. I was sick. I was out for with the worst cold I've ever had.
Well, and today was a huge release day also.
Yeah, today was such a big release date, and it's surprising because it's a big release date on a Friday, and that works out just fine because I have plenty of time to play Far Cry New Dawn now.
No, and it's a long weekend.
Oh yeah, and it's a long weekend. That works just even better. Just as good.
So, did you want to start with what came out today?
Well, no, we're still going to save that for the last, of course.
All right.
We have a format. We got to stick with it.
Okay.
But this week was a roller coaster of different news. We have a lot of bad news that happened, and a lot of confusing news, and
a lot of great news.
A lot of great news. Specifically, we're going to start talking about the bad news here, which is actually bad news for about 800 people. And that is, of course, on Wednesday, Activision released their quarterly earnings. So it's the final quarter of the year. This is everything that they have for 2018.
Well, yeah. So they essentially announced fourth quarter, which was holiday season last year. And if we really look at what they released last year in the fourth quarter, there wasn't much. We had two games. We had Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which was the big one. And then they also published Spyro, the remastered collection of the first three games. Other than that, what else did they really have?
I don't think Activision had much even as it is. Like, even throughout the year.
So, like, and that's the thing. Same as Blizzard. Blizzard, that they really, like, they had the Diablo collection for the Switch, but, you know, that's Diablo again. And a lot of people were not impressed at BlizzCon when they said, hey, y'all got mobile phones? We're going to give you Diablo on the mobile. Like, you don't do that. That pissed off a lot of people. So, a lot of fate was lost with Blizzard that day.
So, yeah, and that along with everything else that happened, it just became a shit show going from that point.
Yeah.
So, here's the thing. The investment call comes up, and we find out everything that, what they've made, what was going on. They said that they made one of the best earnings that they ever done for a company. Now, after that point, we also get told that they are firing about 8 or 9% of their staff, which ends up being around 800 people. A majority of that being from the sub studios that help with games like Call of Duty, and also games with Overwatch and Blizzard. Now, with that here, once they did that, we also got notice that Bobby, who owns Activision, runs Activision, is also getting a $15 million bonus on top of this. So it's really a major piss off.
Well, we also had the whole CFO thing before, that they told Blizzard to shrink their operating costs by $15 or so million so that they could do a starting bonus to their newest CFO that only started a couple months ago.
Yeah, and that was if that's where the 15 million came from, that went to the wrong person, according to the reports that we're seeing, because that went to Bobby.
No, it went to the CFO.
It did go to the CFO then?
Yes, and that was reported a couple weeks, maybe about a month ago. give or take.
Jesus.
It's like this is just corporate greed. Like, we thought EA was really bad. Like, don't get me wrong, they are, but like, holy fuck, Activision. I looked up the list of stuff that they released in the past year. So in the past year, they released COD, Black Ops 4, Spyro Trilogy, and they also did the secondary release of the Crash series. That's it. That was it.
That's so 3 games. They released 3 games during that time.
2 games and a set of ports to the Switch, the Xbox One, and the PC. Like, seriously, that's not enough.
No, it's ridiculous. So with that, so the 3 divisions affected with the main Activision companies, the Blizzard's team, and their mobile or subsidiary, or is it
mobile division? Let's go with
mobile division through King, who they purchased a few years ago here now, and so that's the team that makes like the Candy Crush games and stuff like that. All of them had to make cuts, and all of them equaling up to 800 people losing their jobs. A lot of people that I actually follow on Twitter that do work with Activision were ones that got cut, unfortunately, and it sucks to see that. A lot of the community has stepped up to try to help these people, especially. And we're also being told that there is a severance package, a beneficial one, apparently, but this is according to Activision, so it's hard to say if that's exactly the truth there.
Well, they have to give something. So
yeah, they have to give something because they cut these people, their livelihood, everything like that. We've had studios like Ubisoft, even THQ, people from there offering to take up to one of their divisions.
Yeah.
Ubisoft Montreal especially pushed for that as well, saying that they need more people for storyboarding, environmentalists, like come projects over to us. We have new projects, we're doing stuff. And we're going to get to them as well, because they also had their quarterly earnings. Yes. And they had a great response to this. But it's definitely was all set that everyone really, like, it was a bad situation. They said that everything was good. Everything was like set. We earned more than we expected. Everything is awesome, but we're going to cut 800 people and fuck them.
And well, yeah. Well, it all started when Bungie left.
Yeah, so Bungie, the reason that more information came up with Bungie's leaving and separating from Activision, and that was in regards to the fact that they, with the deal that they had, Bungie actually owns the IP for Destiny.
Unlike Halo.
Unlike Halo, they learned their lesson here. They were like, yes, we want to keep our game. It's our game. You can help us make it and get a cut. It wasn't making Activision as much money as they wanted it to.
Yeah, that's just it.
It's but at the same time, I also feel like this was a lot of that was also Activision holding back on the game as well. Once they realized Destiny 1 wasn't going to do as well as they imagined it and expected, especially once Destiny 1 first rolled out, they really pulled back on a lot of the stuff to promote it. And finally, Destiny 2 comes out. Destiny 2 is much better than the first run. But it's still, the damage was done. Nothing could do to get Activision the money they wanted. Destiny 2, on paper, is still a very successful game.
Yes, and also, like, tech-wise, it is hands down one of the best optimized games on the PC.
Oh, yeah. easily.
It literally runs on anything. It's ridiculously amazing of how well optimized this game was on the PC. So, and that's the thing. Like after Destiny fell, well, after Bungie jumped ship and all these different things, all the cards started unraveling, and a lot of stuff was starting to fall apart at Activision. So
yeah, because at that point, that's when we started hearing reports about what was happening with Blizzard, and just also with knowing what was happening with Blizzard, anyways, with the like Diablo Immortals, that itself raised so many flags about what was happening with the company, and it finally came true. Well, it came through, and we're seeing this now. We're seeing the full effect. And what's their reasoning of cutting everything is to focus on main franchises. They only have the one main franchise at this time.
oh yes.
So Activision has
Call of Duty.
Yeah, Activision has come from this major publisher to now being we're the guys that make Call of Duty.
Yes.
Now, while we're on that subject, let's talk about EA.
So EA, so they released their results, and EA had a horrendous year. With best example, Battlefield 5. Battlefield 5 was supposed to be their big juggernaut game, taking on Activision's Call of Duty Black Ops 4, because COD did not have a single player and EA did. They had a single player campaign. That was supposed to be their saving grace. But where they did fail with this last year was there was controversy around historical accuracy in the game with the different characters and things. And EA's response to that was, if you don't like it, don't buy it, don't play it. You cannot say that when you're selling something. If you don't like it, don't buy it. That's essentially, it's corporate suicide.
No, you don't say it like that. And like I've seen companies do that and it worked for them. But you have to word it specifically. Like perfect example, Rockstar. Grand Theft Auto 5. Once it came out that you were going to play as 3 male characters, some people got up in arms about the fact that there was no female character. The thing is, Rockstar comes out, says, that's not the story we're doing here. And that pretty much equals to the exact same thing. If you don't like it, don't buy it. But it came out, it did come out to say, hey, listen, this is what we're doing. If you don't like it, sorry.
Wait until the multiplayer comes out and you can play whoever you want.
And then it ended up being, selling multi-millions.
Yeah.
There actually was never any doubt that would oversell anyways.
It's Rockstar.
It's Rockstar, it's Grand Theft Auto. It's a staple that you buy this game.
So
make money.
On top of that, so we had the whole, if you don't like it, don't buy it. The other thing with the game was the confusing release schedule that we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That pissed off a lot of people because it was confusing. And if you confuse the customer, it's going to hurt sales because people are not going to know what they're buying. And then they're just going to be like, what the hell? And the other thing that hurt the game was 2 weeks after it released, it went on sale for half price. That's a piss off to the customer.
Now, here's the thing I've always noticed with Battlefield. Battlefield does that. Like,
but
they do that every time, I find.
Yeah, but if I be buying this and then I see it on sale, I feel ripped off.
Oh, yeah, still.
It's very frustrating because it's like, oh, I was excited for it, but then it got half price. Why am I not benefiting because I supported it at the beginning? Because, I want to play it first. So I got screwed over, and these people that just bought it right now get a huge discount. That's just it's not fair. But that's a different story. So those 3 aspects are what screwed the game. So EA, in their glorious logic, said, well, you know what? It's not because of those things. It's because the game had single player, and last year's buzzword, it did not have battle royale. And battle royale is good, single player is bad. Well, you know what?
So
We look at last year for single player, there was tons of great games.
single player, you had our game of the year, for
Oh my
fuck's sake.
god.
We
God of
have
War.
God of War.
Red
Amazing.
Dead.
Red Dead, Spider-Man,
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. Like every single player game that I remember from the last year are like it's fucking memorable. It's people are still talking about how like this thing happened on their playthrough of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and people talking about like, oh, I had so much fun with Spider-Man. I'm going back into it so I can play it again.
Yeah.
I have had like there's so much replay value on the single player games, and I don't hear people talking much about Black Ops 4 or Battlefield 5. Battlefield 5 being the obvious reason why.
Well, yeah, that's just it. So
let's now that we have that part about our EAs, let's go back to Activision again, because one of the things that they did mention is that they were disappointed about the sales on Black Ops 4. Mainly because it sold really well, multi-million.
They sold amazingly well.
But they were super disappointed. The reason is because of the drop after the release time, it dropped right off. But aside from that, the reason why they were saying that it failed is the lack of a single player campaign.
Duh.
So Black Ops 4 with multiplayer, with blackout mode, which is their battle royale, with zombies mode, no single player campaign. That's the reason why people didn't buy it.
Yeah. And
so we have conflicting information from two different companies that really just don't listen to their fucking customer support
And my biggest piss off for Black Ops 4 was there was a season pass. It was an online game only, and they made you buy a season pass. So literally, you had to pay $80 for the game, and then you had to pay another $70 for the season pass to be able to.
You would think Activision would have learned from Blizzard with Overwatch with that.
Like, holy fuck. Like, give me, if it's only online only, give me the season pass content bundle with the game. Don't dick me around to buy the base game, which is useless a couple months later.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous. So, yeah, so today, Activision came out and said, single player good. We learned our lesson. Next year, we will have single player and multiplayer in the game, built by Infinity Ward.
Now, a lot of people are thinking this is going to be Modern Warfare 4.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's most likely not going to be. What was the bad one with the
Infinite
guy
Warfare?
Yes, that thing. That was bad.
That it's not going to be Infinite Warfare.
It's not going to be that. It's not going to be Ghost. It's not going to be.
Sad. It's not going to be Ghost. I mean, now that there was a resurgence with we don't want wall run, we don't want double jumping, stuff like that.
Yeah, but Ghost, it was so bad.
Ghost wasn't awful. It wasn't completely awful. It had its moments.
I hated the dog.
How could I hate the dog? The dog was the best part.
So, yeah, they're coming back to hopefully good old COD.
Yeah, back to Modern Warfare, back to, boots on the ground. Exactly, a war story is what they want, rather than people just in a war.
Well, World War II was great for that.
Yeah, that was great. You had the war backdrop with the people inside it.
Classic war.
It was classic. It was great. It worked. And Sledgehammer definitely is one of the ones that I completely trust with the Call of Duty franchise because they seem to know what especially want for story. And they like Advanced Warfare, despite its problems now with some of the cast members of the game, was amazing.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. And that's where we got the meme for F.
Exactly. So
moving. Well, and okay, so the last thing with Activision is this year, all they really have slated is COD, the Crash Nitro game, and they're publishing the new From Software game. That's it.
Which comes out next month, and I am actually really excited for it. When you're taking the From Software game, like everyone's expecting Dark Souls and Bloodborne, this is not either of them. It's something new. It's still going to have that difficulty, but it plays differently. It has, it doesn't have multiplayer.
Yeah,
it's going to be a story-driven game. Yeah, that's not just going to throw you into a random fucking thing to say,
yeah, but
look at this thing.
That's fine because From Software does not do multiplayer. They're a single player only kind of company, and that's what we want.
No, Dark Souls and Bloodborne has multiplayer. That's the reason why you can't pause it. It's online only. It has to have the multiplayer. It's still still a single player experience. But that multiplayer feature is still in there.
It's a hybrid single player. It's a hybrid single multiplayer kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's weird. But yeah, so there's that. So we'll see what happens to Activision within the next while. Back to EA. What did they release last week?
What did EA release last week?
Oh my god, come on. What's the biggest game on the interwebs in the past week?
Oh, yes. Apex Legends.
So this is the saving grace for EA. Before Apex came out, EA's stock price was at $80-some, about 80. After 2 days of Apex being out, their stock price went up to $102. It did a $22 turnaround, which is retarded. That is a shitload of money turnaround. Literally, EA put out a statement and they said Apex saved them, which is crazy. In a couple days. Also, there was in less than 7 days they reached 25 million people.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Suck on that. Suck on that, Fortnite. Suck on that.
Not only that, it's the 25 million people playing Apex Legends is awesome. But it also brought back a lot of people to Titanfall 2, which you're seeing the servers being actually active for a lot of the game.
Which is crazy.
That made me very, very happy. So
it still makes me laugh that I was able to get a copy for $4.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
Here's a couple things that are here's something else that's happening, especially in earning reports, and this is with Ubisoft. Ubisoft comes out after all these earning reports comes through. We have Activision announcing they're firing 800 people because of this.
It did not go well.
It did not, and that's not going well with the community and everything as well. Ubisoft comes out with this. They announced that they had a record year, and it was really good thanks to Assassin's Creed Odyssey, people continuing support for Rainbow Six Siege,
Far Cry 5,
the Far Cry 5 as well. So their big games did very, very well. So they announced we did really good last year. It's a record year, and we are not firing anybody. So just a good like sharp jab to the kidneys.
Well, essentially, their earning reports was a big old fuck you to Vivendi.
That too.
That literally what was their earnings report, and also to stick it to Activision because of their stupid business moves for the past, let's say, 5 years.
Yeah. Like,
well,
Ubisoft, like, let's pull rein back just a little bit. There's a few things with Ubi's games that are questionable, like the microtransactions, stuff like that. You don't actually need the microtransactions, and they usually do well with the transactions enough that they make it that you don't have to do it. Like, we look at games like Far Cry and specifically, I'll go with Far Cry and Assassin's Creed Odyssey with this one. And it's there. It is there as more of a time savers pack. I don't like microtransactions, but I do get the idea behind it, and I hate myself for saying that. But at the same time,
they didn't get my money.
They didn't get my extra money from that. Like, I didn't go in and buy Helix points to do new weapons and everything because I had everything that I needed for the game. Same thing with or Far Cry 5. And so they do kind of work around the process in a way that it's still frowned upon, but it's not awful. It's not Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Season Pass.
That's just a dick move. That's a paywall.
It is.
It's a dick move paywall. So, but yeah, and that's the thing with Ubisoft is Ubisoft is
still doing that one thing that Activision does, but it does it well enough that it doesn't feel like it's a major issue.
Yeah,
it's microtransactions and loot boxes altogether are an issue, but they do it in a way that you don't hear people complain about it too much, and I gotta give them a bit of props for that.
Yeah.
And because of those games as well, like you have people doing cosmetics for Rainbow Six and stuff like that, they do so well on that end as well.
Well, and Rainbow Six is celebrating their 4th year for Siege.
Isn't that today even?
Something like that.
Yeah,
but that's crazy that the game is still as popular today for this amount of time. It's amazing.
Like when we first heard it was going to be online only, you're not gonna no single player campaign, anything like that.
Ass.
It looked awful at first, I would say, and then now it's like, oh, Rainbow Six Siege is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I can't play it because I have no patience, but that's my thing. That's only on me.
but that's just it. That's the thing with Ubisoft, and their games that they released this year were tight. They were well made, except for Starlink. It did not sell well.
Yeah, but we're going to also talk about Starlink a little bit later because there is some awesome DLC coming for it.
Well, also you can get it for half price, so $50, not that bad. Canadian.
Not bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
So that's the thing with Ubisoft. Ubisoft's doing very well. Same as 2K. 2K released their earnings. Red Dead made mad stacks of money.
Red Dead sold better than expected. That's a game that people were saying that it's going to sell extremely well.
They sold in 100 and something days. They sold 23 million copies of the thing,
and that was over their projection. So I'm wondering what their actual projection was.
I'm guessing probably 15.
Probably, I'm going to go with that.
So that's just it. And they looked at they showed the projection chart of Grand Theft Auto 5 up to now. They've sold 100 million copies of that. We've only been, Grand Theft Auto 5 is beating it within that time span, but still, it's amazing.
It is. So now that we kind of get out of all this
money
talk and financial shit, let's talk about Nintendo, because oh my fucking god, that Nintendo Direct that happened on Wednesday was the best Nintendo Direct we've seen in forever.
Okay, what about who is the guy in the Direct?
I don't know.
I'm guessing he's new.
He was there for the last Nintendo Direct, I think.
Yeah, but I was like, who is this guy? So yeah,
it's their new spokesperson.
Okay, his name is Yoshiaki Kyoa, because whatever.
You can't say Japanese names.
No.
But anyways, did he have a part with Nintendo previously, or?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well,
he's cool looking. So that's it. He looks pretty cool. Okay, so they talked a lot about. So essentially, let's pronounce it: the 3DS is dead.
As much as I hate to say it, yeah, it's pretty much.
They announced nothing for the 3DS. So
it was
the
all
3DS
Switch focus.
Is officially dead. But it's not really surprising, because the Switch is the hybrid system. It is the perfect hybrid system. So why do you need a console or a handheld? You have both built into one. So
exactly. So let's start off with some of the stuff they announced. First thing they come out right out of the gate is Super Mario Maker 2. That wasn't a amazing way to start off the show, because it's just Mario Maker 1 with new features.
5 with some new like the 3D Mario World stuff added into it. Meh. I'm not paying $80 for this.
I'm gonna go with that too.
It falls under the same category as the problem. Well, no, I had more of a problem with Super Mario 3D World Deluxe. That thing pissed me off, because I'm like, $80 for a game that I bought on launch day for my Wii U that I paid $60. Come on. Like, yes, I know it had the Luigi stuff, but no.
I'm hoping what happens with Mario Maker 2 is that there's a better online community with it, especially now with the Switch Online, that we're able to share a lot more. That would make it more of a intriguing look. But of course, we only got just the announcement during that show, so there wasn't much more to really go on.
And that's just it. Like, it's too similar to the first one, so I don't know.
And we also got, aside from Super Mario Maker, they showed off a couple indies like Box Boy and Box Girl.
Yeah.
And there was a few other things that are Deltarune, the sequel to Undertale, which will be a free download on February 28th. So that's actually pretty cool. I'm actually going to give that one an all right announcement, because this is the first, aside from when it was announced previously that it was happening on PC. There was no console release or anything like that, so the Switch is getting that first. And Undertale, despite me not enjoying it, a lot of people do. It has its following.
It has a decent fan following.
Yeah.
But yeah, good showing of indie titles on the Switch.
We also got to see a lot more for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which made me very happy, because I freaking love that series.
Yep.
The latest one looks great. Team Ninja is behind this one, and there's going to be a lot more like big powers, big flashy moves. Captain Marvel was a major focus on this one, mainly because, of course, Captain Marvel being the next movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe coming. That's in March, I guess.
Well, and it's Team Ninja. You know what do you expect? Like, come on.
Exactly.
That's their game. That's what they do is over the top. Like a
And
Ninja Gaiden.
then we also got shown Captain Toad Treasure Tracker for which was re-released onto the Switch. That is getting a free co-op update got a free co-op update, I should say, because it
Yep.
did release after the Direct. And there's
And
going to be paid DLC in March.
so, which is a good thing. They're continuing supporting the game.
Yeah,
Which is
exactly.
awesome. Next up was 4 years in the making, Bloodstain.
Bloodstain finally getting a release date.
Holy fuck.
Whew.
Castlevania at its best.
And there was a lot more onto Bloodstain than I originally even heard of for the game. Because most of my information that I know of Bloodstain is low. I know it's Castlevania creators, and I didn't know anything about the customization.
Oh yeah, there's
and
tons.
That made it like, oh my god, I really need to look into this game more.
Yep, it looks great. It's going to be quite the game.
One of your 4 in February is this game ported to the Switch with Dragon Quest XI-S, and
What? I didn't know.
I thought that was one of your 4 in February, Dragon Quest.
No.
I never mind.
Bought it. It's on my shelf for the PS4. Yes, they are porting it to the Switch. But that's not anything new. We knew about that for a little while now.
There is one thing that surprised us during the thing, which is they're giving the 3DS version of the game too, which is pretty much the 2D old school Dragon Quest games.
That's fine.
I'm perfectly fine with that. That looked awesome.
No. Okay, no, I take it back. The 3DS is not dead. They're releasing this on 3DS.
They're also releasing it on 3DS?
Yep, I think so.
No? Okay, perfect.
So Square is keeping the dream alive. Dragon's Quest Builders 2. They showed some more for that.
Yes, and that looks like it's a major improvement upon
the first one.
The first one. First one was great for being a Minecraft I want esque. Yeah, I didn't want to say clone. But yeah, it was great. Yeah. It was a lot of fun, and I'm very happy with everything they've shown for it.
Well, and there's also, if you own the first one, content will transfer over, which is awesome.
Yes.
All right.
What else did they have here?
The battle for Star Wolf Team Star Fox thing for Starlink.
So Starlink is getting a DLC that's going to include Peppy, Falco, and Slippy.
Oh fuck, Slippy! I've hated him since I was a child. That's been a long time.
And it looks great. It looks like really entertaining DLC. So I'm very interested to see it. It actually
classic Star Fox.
Yeah, like that's the thing with Starlink. I haven't actually looked into it. I haven't actually get to play it, but the fact that Star Fox is in it does intrigue me. That I want to try it. I do want to see what's up with it.
Yeah, that's just it.
So this DLC adds more Star Fox, and I'm fine with that. More Star Fox, the better.
Yep. Next up, they showed off some Rune Factory stuff. 4 and 5 are coming to the Switch.
Yeah, and Rune Factory is a big fan favorite. I always had a hard time getting into it, but once again, that's just me.
It's Harvest Moon.
Yeah, it's Harvest Moon with RPG elements, and a lot of people that is awesome.
They love it.
We also got Yoshi's Crafted World. Crafted World.
The Square game.
Oh yeah. I forgot about the other Square game.
Oniaki. Oh my god. It's the continuation of the same games as I Am Setsuna, and I can't remember the other one. But super artsy, beautiful games that are classic Square RPGs. They're phenomenally beautiful. So I'm intrigued about this.
Yeah, it definitely looked very interesting. I kind of want to see how this pulls up.
Now back to our regular scheduled programming. Yoshi's Crafted World. Oh my god, so adorable.
I had no interest before the demo, and now it does look much more entertaining.
It's so cutesy.
The mechanics work out very well.
Yeah, it's adorable side-scrolling Yoshi. What more do you want?
Exactly. Fire Emblem Three Houses also got a much deeper showing. Yes. And that was one that I'm very impressed with how the Fire Emblems went from a game that was, somewhat known by a low amount. Yeah. It was a cult favorite.
But yeah, it was classic Nintendo RPG.
And then now it's gone to a full-on, this is a major franchise for Nintendo.
Yeah,
and
which is awesome.
Three Houses look like it's been a great evolution of the series. Yes. So I'm very interested to see more on this one, how everything's going to turn out with this. And it does launch in July, so it's going to be very soon that we're going to get our hands on it.
Yes. Next up, everyone is doing Battle Royale, including Tetris. Oh my god.
So I've been playing Tetris 99. I love it.
Well, it's a simple game. It's Tetris.
It's just Tetris. It's Tetris, but there's also this, I want to say, like, sense of urgency or sense of
we got to do this right now.
Yeah.
The thing that I loved is the developers of Tetris 99 fucked with everyone on the internet and made them believe that it was coming to the PSP. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
Okay, they put a screenshot on Twitter and they said it's releasing on the PlayStation Portable. And then they're like, nope, not going to happen. And I'm like, oh my god, that's so bad. Such dicks. But yes, Tetris 99, it is a battle royale Tetris game. Anything can become a battle royale game. Literally.
Wow.
Yep.
And yeah, no, it is a lot of fun. It's like it's Tetris, but there is that sense of urgency, sense of oh shit, I'm gonna lose. And yeah. I've done very well in a lot of my playthroughs. I've gotten to like 5th place at least a few times. Sly also has been playing a lot, and he's up to almost getting to the top play. And it's so interesting to actually go through it. It's so weird that it works out so well.
Yeah. So what else was there?
Also had
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight coming to the Switch. I don't know about that one.
We'll see.
That is going to be a complete let's see, because there's so much that could be.
Hopefully, there's a demo.
Yeah, like give us a beta weekend or something, and something so we can give a try with
some sort of trial. What else is there? Grid Autosport is coming to the Vita, to the Switch.
Yep,
which is weird. A very realistic racing game, which is pretty awesome. What else is there? Hellblade Susuna's Sacrifice, which is
Senua.
Yeah, that game.
Screw it.
You know the game with the game was
that one.
Messed up. Yeah, that's coming on the Switch. Very nice to see. And then there's the 2 games that I was like, oh my god, I'm so fucking pumped. Fucking Platinum Games. Nintendo loves Platinum. And we know that because of Bayonetta and a bunch of other Wii games and Wii U games, and we love the Platinum games.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so Astral Chain, a brand new freaking Platinum game, is releasing in August. It looks amazing.
That's soon too. Jeez.
Yeah, like there's no wait time, there's no nothing. And you know what? Nintendo is not going to screw over Platinum like Microsoft and piss off everyone. Because there's a lot of people that if you say Scalebound, they just shiver and are pissed.
I'm one of them.
So, the game looks phenomenal. It is you can tell that it's Platinum because it has that same feeling that you saw in freaking Nier Automata. I don't know. Any of their games. It feels like their games. And I'm like, I need to play this. And then, oh my god. Fucking classic old school Zelda. They are remaking fucking Link's Awakening from the Game Boy.
And it looks adorable.
Literally, it's Zelda 3 all over again.
Yeah, I am. I'm very, very excited. I think I squealed like a little girl when I saw that trailer.
It's top down old school Zelda. None of this 3D.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Ocarina of Time or whatever. It is classic Zelda.
That is especially what I want from a Zelda game. Like, don't get me wrong, Breath of the Wild. I love Breath of the Wild. I appreciate everything that it's done technology wise and everything that the game does.
That game was the Elder Scrolls.
It really was. That's the problem. It wasn't really a Zelda game. It was Elder Scrolls. Link's Awakening is one of the best Zelda games. Like maybe next to Link to the Past.
Link to the Past is, Sly would agree, it is the best Zelda game ever made.
Actually, I think he does say Link's Awakening. He does say Link to the Past in general.
It's in that umbrella of the Ganon fuck you over timeline.
Yeah.
It's in the bad timeline. The bad timeline is the best timeline.
And yeah, it's amazing. It's a great game, and I can't wait to get my hands on it for the Switch because that is exactly what we need.
It's the first game of this type, of this style, since 1990. When did Links to the Past come out? 91?
Just a second.
Because
you have the internet.
Okay.
You can find out.
But the thing is, we haven't had this style of game on a home console. We've had Link Between Worlds on the 3DS a couple years ago, but we
Link
haven't
to the Past November 21st, November 21st, 1991.
1991.
Yeah.
So for 20-something years, we haven't had this style of game. That's why I'm excited.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Always been 3D. So this is a big step. This is phenomenal.
Now, there's a couple games that you did forget during the thing, which they're kind of low-key announcements, to be honest, with this one. Final Fantasy IX is now available on the Switch, which is awesome.
Okay.
That's great. Final Fantasy.
Still.
Final Fantasy VII is coming out very soon.
And that game includes all the bugs and brokenness from the PC and mobile release.
Actually, I think it's the PS4 release.
No, it's the PC version.
It is the PC version? Well,
yep.
Okay.
It's the PC/mobile version. It is broken as fuck.
So, yeah, that's what you're going to get at this point. Now, aside from that,
it's like, no, you're not getting the PS4 remake. I'm sorry, you're getting the original version.
I meant the PS4 re-release of
No.
the PS1 version.
Not
Is what I first
no.
mentioned.
No,
But
not
anyways,
people thought they were getting the remake.
Aside from
Continue.
that, the one that I was really excited for, Daemon X Machina also came out for a demo. Just as a kind of like a beta field where, hey, we need people to test the game. Let us know your feedback. Find out what's happening with this. I got to play it today, and I could say when I first saw that, I was interested, very intrigued. It is now at the top of my list here for Switch games as well. It's tied with, Astral Chain and Link's Awakening at the moment. It is for me anyways, because
I know.
It is right now also, like, I'm very into the mechs. I've been watching Genlock from Rooster Teeth, so that's been kind of in the forefront of my mind. This game is pretty much, if you were watching Genlock, is the closest thing you'll get to that it's being a game at the moment. And it plays very well. They've done enough that they figured out how to use the Switch's very sensitive analog sticks. Sensitive analog sticks is something I didn't think I would say out loud, to be honest. But the aiming feels good. The customization is great. How everything is actually goes through, like building your mech, grabbing gear from other systems. How the fact that when you die, you get ejected from your mech and have to run around as your human character. That was interesting to me, especially. But it feels like this is going to be one of those sleeper hits for the Switch, that it's going to come out, and people, once they actually get their hands on it, are going to love it.
Well, yeah, it's going to be like let's put it like Nier Automata.
Yeah.
People were no. Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. This could possibly be Nintendo's Horizon Zero Dawn, where
we had no idea.
We had no idea, and then it came out and it blew our minds. But it's hard to say at the moment. We're gonna have to wait a little bit more on that. Okay.
But yeah, no, it was a really good Nintendo Direct. I was surprised with the Platinum game. I was not expecting anything from Platinum other than Bayonetta.
Yeah, I was expecting Bayonetta, but yes, no.
Where's Bayonetta?
Well, they even mentioned it. It's like, yeah, we need more time before we show you anything else.
Crotch shots.
We got to work on the crotch.
Crotch shots and stilettos and guns. Bang, bang, bang. All right, what else?
All right, let's go through the new games this week as we are coming close to the time for our podcast. So, today, we had the release of Crackdown 3, which the reviews...
we didn't talk about that!
We didn't get to talk about Crackdown 3, to be honest, but here's the thing.
Terry Crews could not save it.
Terry Crews' pecs did not save Crackdown 3.
Oh my god.
I you know what? I'm going to be honest. Like, I wasn't excited for Crackdown 3. It's to me.
Well,
but
you know what? The only way to buy it was to pay the $1 and get the game access.
Game Pass,
Microsoft Game Pass. That's the only way to play it.
That is probably the best way to play it, because that way you didn't spend too much money. You got to have your fun and then go, yep, fuck it, I'm done. But I'm going to blame IGN for the reason why Crackdown 3 failed on that part. Not entirely. There's a lot of problems with Crackdown 3. But Crackdown 3 opening cinematics gets released 5 days before it gets released out. February 10th, they give the opening cinematic. And it shows a major plot point that, we brought Terry Crews in to sell the game and make the game awesome, and he dies within the first 5 minutes. Just like, fuck, guys, really? Like, I was all up for Commander Duck. Like, he shows up, quack quack, motherfucker. I'm actually getting slightly pumped for whatever shit's about to happen. And then,
do you know what the worst part is about this game? It got worse reviews than Crackdown 2. Crackdown 2 got a 70 on Metacritic. Crackdown 3 had a 62%.
Wow.
It is doing worse than Crackdown 2. So that's bad.
All right. So moving on with the rest of the list. Also came out today was DreamWorks Dragons Dawn of the New Riders. I actually just watched the trailer for this. It looks like a lot of fun. So that is available on Nintendo.
Movie game?
For a movie game, it looks like a lot of fun, and also for a How to Train Your Dragon game, because the last ones that came out were, they were crap. We'll just go with that. And this one looks like it's a lot of fun. It's being published by just 1 second. Published by the. Where are you?
Published by someone.
It's developed by Climax Studios, who's worked on Killer Instinct and various other games like that. And being published by a team that I wish I had their name, but I don't have it anywhere written down at the moment. But they are heavily focused on making family-focused games. And they do a good job. They've published the latest Adventure Time games, and both of those were very well done. So I'm actually kind of surprised to see how this turned out, and it looks like it's good. We also have Far Cry New Dawn. Came out today as well for Windows, PS4, Xbox One.
Yep.
Jump Force for Windows, PS4, Xbox One, which is, of course, the show and jump world clashing.
Yeah.
Then we have Metro Exodus, Windows, PS4, and Xbox One, which critics are calling the sleeper hit of the year. This is the game, probably the best shooter of the year so far.
It's Metro. It's not surprising.
Metro is always a hit and miss.
Whoa. I adored Last Light.
Last Light was good. I will give you that.
It was phenomenal.
The first one, though, was very...
Well, the problem with the first one, it was their first game and it was buggy.
Yeah.
But the Last Light was awesome. It was great. So
also, we have on the 19th, we have Death's End Request for PS4.
Whatever that is.
It is a RPG set inside an RPG from the guys that made the Neptunia series.
Not surprising. That sounds weird.
It looks weird. It looks great. I kind of want to take a stab at that one as well. We also have Steins Gate Elite, the very popular visual novel, and that is coming for Windows, Nintendo Switch, and PS4. For the Nintendo Switch, we also have Origami Shadow Edition on the 21st, and that is a Japan-only one, so we're going to skip that one. And also on the 22nd, we have Anthem coming for Windows, PS4, and Xbox One.
Unless you bought it today with the
unless you have the Game Pass with EA, which, by the way, let's have a very quick talk about that, because
you paid $20 and you can get it a week early.
And this one is only a 10-hour demo, by the way.
No. If you pay the $20 per month, you can get the full version. If you pay $4.99 per month, you can get the 10 hours.
Oh, okay.
Bizarre.
Yeah, so let's do a quick talk about Anthem here, because this has just been reported via Polygon. Uh, Anthem is not doing well at the moment.
No, today was the
It's
first day. It kept crashing, so they had to shut down the servers.
Yeah, the early launch is already experiencing connection problems. That is not a good sign,
Uh,
but it's something, of course, we're going to keep looking into until Anthem actually releases
uh,
next Friday.
so you're telling me until Anthem actually fails and it's a laughing point like Fallout 76?
Probably.
Well, I'm guessing Anthem's not going to be like Fallout 76 that is broken as shit. It's mostly going to be just a lackluster disappointment of a Destiny clone.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
It's going to be less eh. It's going to be less oh my god, it's broken and more eh. Um just play Apex. It's much better.
So that is on that note, that is our podcast for the week.
That's my
Thank you for
PSA.
watching. And once again, for GameItAll.com, I'm Luke Scrim.
Hey, what up? It's been a 25.
And we will see you guys next week.
Yeah, just play Apex. You'll be happier.